Hello, everyone. This is Aisha, and I guess you probably already know that. Well, here today, I believe that quite a while ago, I actually spoke about the topic of marriage, and this is actually a preview to a book that I'm writing about marriages and the connection to spirituality. Marriage, Why is Marriage Hard, is the name of the book, the title of the book that will be released. And I'm expecting it to release sometime next year. Now, in the meanwhile, what I felt was I should put out some of the topics that are very close to my heart and also I felt are important at this time of whatever is going on in this world. It's like some issues need to be put out there for us to discuss, for us to understand. And one of the things that I wanted to speak about, because we are now in a part of a spiritual community here, when we look at marriage, when we look at relationships, we tend to think about a lot of things, especially if you're awakened, if you're a spiritually awakened person. There are so many thoughts that come into our mind. Like, for instance, you want to know if it would be better to have a relationship or a marriage with your twin flame, or would it be better to have a relationship with a soulmate? Is it okay to go through a certain amount of karma? When do you actually have the ability to decide whether you want to take this further or not? There are a lot of questions that we face, a lot of questions that we go through, especially now in this present generation, where relationships have kind of lost the ability to hang on to each other. As I was talking the other day, I felt that relationships have somehow, unfortunately, turned out to be kind of disposable. People just don't have the patience to carry a relationship forward, a marriage forward. The option to actually perhaps fix something is drifting away. It's fading away into the background. People don't have the patience to work on marriages, to work on relationships. I feel that kind of patience is lacking of late. Not of late, I'm talking about maybe a couple of decades now or more. Now, today I wanted to talk about spiritual love versus reality. During my years that I have been in this field as a spiritual guide and a psychic, one of the most common things that I've seen is that a lot of people seem to get carried away by the whole concept of twin flames, soulmates, so much so that even though I have been trying to avoid the topic of, I didn't want to really discuss it, there were repeated requests from many people over the years for me to put my views out there about twin flames and soulmate relationships. Now, I somehow did not feel the need to do it because there was so much of information already out there, and I feel that my way of expressing what that kind of a relationship would actually, the concept of a twin flame relationship or soulmate relationship, and how people tend to sit around and wait for that, believing almost that would be the answer to the perfect relationship that they're looking for, without realizing the truth that the twin flame and soulmate relationships are really no different, not much different when it comes to the experiences that you face with them as partners in this dimension. Is pretty much the same. So the whole misconception that was, this romanticized version of how a twin flame relationship and a soulmate relationship would be so the perfect match for you, was kind of blown out of proportion, and I felt I had to put my foot down in some way and tell what I felt about it based on just even my own experiences, my observations, my discussions with my spirit guides. And I felt that I had to inform, I had to tell, I had to share what I learned from the experience. So today I wanted to address the fact that, when it comes to spirituality, the spiritual love that we look at and versus reality, when you get into a relationship, when you meet someone who you fall in love with eventually, you need to first observe the relationship from a distance. However intense the energy may be, even if it is your twin flame or a soulmate, or it could be a karmic relationship, or it could be a soul contract, whatever it is, it always has a similar pattern when it comes to acceptance and understanding and observing the person on the other side. You need to know what he or she has in mind, is looking forward to have a more, a clearer concept of what's going on. Now, most of us, we tend to fall in love, and we tend to allow the whole process to go naturally. We take it one day at a time, but some of us, we tend to rush in. There's so many reasons why we go into a relationship, especially nowadays. There are some people think that's the answer to loneliness, is to find another partner as soon as you can. They don't have the patience to wait. They don't have the patience to heal. So they think that the pain that they have absorbed from a past relationship will be healed if they just find another partner. But the truth is that is not going to happen. You have to walk through the process of healing to get into the next relationship, because that is how you will be able to open new doors. You will have a new perspective to a relationship, and not just jump from one relationship to the next, hoping that would be better and the other one would be better. It's like the grass is always greener on the other side. But the truth is that is not how a relationship that you really, really, really looking for something serious, that is not the way to go about it. The way to go about it will be to have a clear conscience of what you really need and what you're expecting out of a relationship. And before you even ask the other person, you need to first ask yourself. You need to ask yourself, observe yourself. What are you really looking for in a partner right now? What are you willing to give to that relationship? You see? And then you also need to know what are the things you can accept based on your past experiences. What are your expectations, and what are you willing to give? When you expect from someone else, that person has every right to expect things from you. So it is not a one-way traffic. It always has to be a two-way traffic. It has to be teamwork. So you need to understand that whatever you expect of someone else, you must be willing to give. Okay? So these are things that you need to work on with yourself before you actually get out there, put yourself out there to be seen, to be loved, so people can understand you better. You will attract the right people into your life. When you have a clear conscience, when your intentions are very clear, you will attract the right people. You will find out that you will attract the people who will have a similar vibration, and not just about anyone. You see, unless you have a definite plan in everything in life, and unless you have a definite plan, the universe will not be able to provide you with the kind of people and circumstances that fall under that particular vibration. If you don't have a definite plan, you will be given a whole lot of choices, even the ones with the lower vibrations. If you're in a hurry to just get from one thing to the other and you don't really care, that's exactly what you will receive. And when you're looking for a partner, a long-term partner, when you're talking about, I want my soulmate, I want to marry someone, I want to know if I will ever get married. Now the thing is that it is not about if you will ever get married. It is about if you want to get married and when you want to get married. That means preparing yourself for that journey, that part of your journey. Marriage is not something that you just, build out of thin air. Marriage is based on a strong foundation. That strong foundation that we have been seeing so far in the present generation it's nothing compared to maybe 2 or 3 generations ago, where people have remained married for 20 years and 30 years and 40 years and 50 years, and it's not a big deal for them. It's part of life. That's the kind of marriage I'm talking about. When I say preparing yourself, we all long for that fairy tale romance. We all long for that lifelong relationship. Then why are we not focusing on that? Why are we focusing on everything else besides that? Why is it just passion? Why is it just, the physical appearance? Why is it, let's just take it one day at a time? Why can't this be a more mature relationship? Why can't you plan? The right people will come along only if you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you can't expect others to have a plan. So it's not like people out there don't have plans. Everybody's just going out there just hoping to find somebody. That's not how it works. There are people who will have plans, expectations of what they're looking for. But if you happen to be attracting all the wrong people into your life, maybe you should ask yourself, what am I putting out there? What kind of message am I putting out there for the people who see me? Am I putting out the right message? Am I telling people that I'm willing to accept you as you are and we can work this out? Or am I putting out the message that I have certain requirements and we're going to see if you fit into that? If you have expectations, you need to put your expectations out, but you can also have to put out what they can expect from you. It is not just about what your expectations are. It's about what they can expect from you. That's important too. Like I said, it's a two-way traffic. You need to put in effort as well. Okay? The next thing I want you to know is that the whole concept of if it's a twin flame or soulmate, that would mean that automatically that person will be around forever. It is not the quantity in a relationship. It's not how long a person has lasted in your life. Sometimes in certain incarnations, your twin flame may just be someone who just briefly comes and goes. That depends entirely on the soul mission at that point of time and what you both planned before you incarnated. It also means if there's karma and you're both helping each other out and you don't really need to be together for a long time, there will be abuse, there will be pain. It doesn't mean just because it's a soulmate or a twin flame relationship that you don't face any pain. The fairy tale romance has always, if you notice, and they lived happily ever after, is just a line that it's for kids. We know the real story behind it. We know there has to be effort. Every relationship needs work, whether it's a twin flame or soulmate, karmic relationship, soul contracts, they're all the same. Now, there are soul contracts, some relationships, as we say, not everything goes on perfectly. Sometimes we have to understand that some relationships are only expected to last a certain time. And when you have clear messages from your guides, when you know deep inside that you have outlived a relationship and it's really not going anywhere, don't keep pushing yourself. You're just setting yourself up for a long period of stagnation. Why would you do that to yourself? So marriages are not going to be based on just twin flames and soulmates. It's not about fairy tale romance. You have to make the fairy tale work. And that fairy tale can only work if both sides of the relationship have a similar understanding, acceptance, and you have the intentions that are similar. What are your intentions of a relationship? Ask yourself that. Ask the other person who you're getting serious with, what are your intentions? What do you expect out of this relationship? Be very open and transparent about your intentions. Be very transparent about what you wish to do from here. There is no need to, sometimes we would think that it would scare somebody off. Really now, if it's the right person, why would you even be insecure about scaring the person off? Unless you're not serious about it, what you want. I wouldn't be afraid of explaining what I'm looking for in a relationship on day one. If the person just wants to get to know me, I would like to know for how long would you want to get to know me? And by getting to know me, what are your intentions? All right, and what do you mean by getting to know someone? Be very specific, and you have no idea how much a confident person will come through and what the other person would think of you. You will attract the right people. If that person is meant to be yours, he or she will be yours no matter what you say. So there is no need to be insecure, because this universe will conspire and bring you the right people. You just need to be sure of what you want and put it out there. This is not about scaring your date. This is about being very open about it. This is me. You see, right from day one, they look at you and they see you as who you are, what you want. Wouldn't that be a better way of dealing with things in your life, in a relationship, when it comes to marriage and a future and love and having children? Wouldn't you want the person to know that you have a definite plan and you're not there to play around? Wouldn't that be the right way to go about it than to just, put up a fake front, wear a mask for a while, and then the mask wears off, then you see each other's true colors, and then you decide by then, he cheated on me, she cheated on me, this went wrong, that went wrong, and then there you go all over again. This is not about attracting the right people into your life on the basis of physical attraction. It's not about attracting the right person in your life just for having a little bit of fun. If you're looking for a little bit of fun, be honest about it. I'm looking for a bit of fun. I'm not looking for something serious. Right from day one, don't mislead people. Don't use your words to mislead people. There is no need to do that whatsoever. If you're looking out for fun, you'll attract the right people only if you open your mouth and say it. You don't need extra karma in your life by misleading someone into believing that you're into something serious when you're not. Because think of it the other way around. If someone was to misuse you, your emotions, for the same reason, for some other reason other than what you think it is, and doesn't even tell you, and you don't realize it until it's too late, just visualize that. And then you will realize the need to actually be honest and upfront right from day one. Physical attraction can only last for a while. If that is all you're looking for, then please be honest about it. If you're looking for a serious relationship, then the physical reality, the physical appearance, the charm, the way the person presents himself or herself in front of you on day one, it does not matter. Because you're only looking at your intentions. You're only looking at your future here with someone who would understand and also respond to a future that aligns with your purpose. So be very clear. That is all that I'm of everyone. If you really want to value a marriage or relationship and believe that it is possible to find the right person who will be with you for a long time, the first thing that you need to do is ask yourself to be honest about your own feelings, your own intentions, and then the rest will happen. It starts with you, the reflection that you see in the mirror. Are you being honest about your emotions? Are you being honest about your intentions? Are you putting out the right message when you meet someone for the first time? That is important. That is very important, because that one thing will define, that first impression will define who you are, and the wrong people will not have anything to do with you. If you're out to have some fun, a guy or woman who is looking for a serious relationship will not have anything to do with you. And it works the other way around too. If you're very serious about what you want, the ones who are really out there to have fun, they will not want to mess with you. If they mess with you, you will know. You will know, because you will know because if a person is serious enough, they will be outspoken. They will give you their point of views. Just by a person talking, you will be able to understand what they're looking for. So it is about being honest with yourself first, and looking for the people who will align with it by simply being very sure of yourself. That is how you start the very foundation of a solid marriage or relationship. Twin flames and soulmates, they will also be people. They are also people. They also have a journey. It doesn't mean that just because you meet your twin flame and both of you may even be spiritually awakened, but suddenly, oh right, now this is it, we found each other, now there's not going to be any problem at all. No, that's not how it works. Let me tell you, there are 9 levels to a twin flame relationship. On every level, there is a challenge. Until you both ascend together, there will be challenges. You will have the most intimate of relationships. You can have the most high intensity chemistry of all times, but you will still, as long as you are here in this plane and both of you are together, you will face challenges. You will face lessons. So don't be disillusioned and, how do I say it, completely obsessed over the fact that if it's a twin flame, if it's a soulmate, things would go perfectly fine. They are just people just like you and me. All right? The love would be more intense, but there will be challenges. So you need to be clear about what you want from your life. What are you looking for in a relationship? If you're looking at marriage, if you're looking at children, please do yourself a big favor, because when it means to be a parent, it is a lifetime commitment. It is not something that you have today and it's gone tomorrow. It's a lifetime commitment where a soul depends on you. It's a responsibility. You cannot hand that responsibility of co-parenting with someone who you don't trust. You have to be sure of what you're doing. You're the kind of person you're introducing into your life, the kind of person who will be playing the role of a parent for your child. It is not about the greatness of being a single parent and being able to deal with all of this on your own. That's not how a family is meant to work. A family is meant to work where both parents raise the children together. The values are different. The love is different. So tonight I would just like to end this message by saying that please value yourself. Please find out who you are on the inside, what you're really looking for, and look for those people who align with the same vibration as you. And don't get carried away by the programs of this world. God bless you. I love you all. Thank you. Namaste.